This is sweet. I feel like I'm reading to a room of friends. I wrote a little bit about pride and a little bit about Palestine, so I'll start with that. This year, photos released by the IOF online show IOF soldiers holding up the pride flag with a message stating "in the name of love" as they stand on rubble after destroying northern Gaza. We in the US fund this co-opting of our flag, rendering our flag as a tool for violence, justification of the genocide of the Palestinian people, the erasure of the Palestinian queer experience, and we should be ashamed. In 1967, after the Zionist Project of Israel besieged West Bank, the IOF detained, prosecuted, and imprisoned anyone that raised the Palestinian flag. This was done on the Prevention of Terrorism Ordinance Number 33. And so the watermelon emerged as an emblem of resistance and fight for Palestinian liberation, a reclamation of identity and personhood. Beyond the flag, Palestinians found in nature, in sustenance, what could never be destroyed. This speaks more to the parallel life force of queer liberation. And now I want to read an excerpt written by a queer Palestinian on Queering the Map, an interactive online project where you can place a pin anywhere in the world and share your queer experiences. I encourage you to do so if you have not left your own pin. And this says, quote, "During the Palestinian Nakba, my grandparents were forced out of their land to Lebanon. Later on, my family immigrated to France during the Lebanese Civil War. The only thing Grandpa got from the house before fleeing was the key and a picture of him and Grandma in front of their house. He would always talk about Haifa oranges, his house, and the Mediterranean Sea. I grew up wanting to know who I am, where I'm originally from. So in 2017, I decided to search for my grandparents' original house in Old Haifa. Long story short, with the help of Palestinians living there, we found the stairs that used to lead to my grandfather's house. We found the lighted window, which was once a kitchen window. As a queer Palestinian, the only time I felt angry and broken about seeing a pride flag was when I saw it flying on my grandparents' house on my stolen land." End quote. And so I've agreed to read some of my own work. I admit I've been struggling to engage with writing at all, as though capital L language itself has become its own symbol or flag of violence, its popular utilitarian purpose to spread lies and genocidal propaganda. I know this is not new. And yet in some ways, language is often all we have, is what I keep returning to. Its potentiality, a compass guiding us to a softer harbor, where those with their ancient keys may return home, greeted by a familial face in the lighted window. Okay. All right. I have a few excerpts from a chapbook I'm working on. And these excerpts are going to find a home online with Hood of Bone and Review this summer.
Yeah.
And then I'll read some new poems. Okay. I lay precious sand along the outline of your body, coordinates invisible to the eye. Sun escapes the ocean, slow burning skyline. We are there again, herds of cars rushing, your face washed in tail light. How it feels to be in the presence of pure magic. Pink silk tied to the overpass, raised at half-staff. Far from here, sea ice shrinks, hurls, thunders into warm crevasse, gurgling subglacial rivers, less and less space to stand. My love does not accumulate. We are transfixed by death and life, life and death, rub raw upon collision. You place my hand on an open flame, a few more degrees and snow won't stick. Memory is an ocean of blood, countless bodies blanket the tide, ligaments thaw in daytime. If you cut me open, you will see all the yellows of the world. One day you will have a bed of your own, verdant river rock in the backyard, awake before the birds, anxious for the sun, shirt slightly open. Waves smash our windows, nowhere else for the water to go. Our bodies against the ceiling, glossy paint, I love this color. Flood saliva-crusted bowls, drowning no one heard, swamping sidewalks, snakes ribbon through the gaping pools, soggy hooves, you at my bedside, how long will it take us? All the way to the shore, fish scales scintillate, bodies thrash, you hold on to me as though I am made of air. Morning trembles, cicadas cross the equator. I look out at you sweeping up the glass. Animals begin preparing for long months ahead. Trap pockets of air under their wings, magnetic sensing, birth and shallow water. Today I know where you are, looking up at me, the sun a spotlight, highlights in your hair. Maybe not that one. It's New Year's Eve. Of course we're up. Booms rattle our windows. The world adores the sound of war. We want more, they say, bigger, brighter. The dog cowers behind a trash can. I lean too far over the sill. You catch my gaze, breathless recognition. Look back down at the confetti in your hands. Time renames us beautiful strangers. Another revolution organizing time so that time organizes us. People do anything to deceive the body of its expiry. My eyes track down. I watch you watch the scene of the dog's great escape. Digging a ditch miles deep. Shrapnel falls from the sky. Nosing the sand toward softer shores, joy in passing tides. There I will leap, waves shimmer pink, every vowel surrounded by silence. I make my eyes fit your eyes, all I see is blue. I enter your eyes, entering me, all I see is blue. Shutter, release, the world in focus. Magma wells weakened crust, fissure deposits. Jagged line becomes two, becomes three, one after another is the life we know. Gashes spread across the screen. Light beams back at us. Birth of the universe, the couch in winter light. You lean over to say you love this scene. Notice how no one in the car looks at each other when they talk. They just look out the windows. I watch your belly rise, out, out, until the day your belly stops. Tell me, in the end, the earth will win. Out, in, out, in. I watch you watching, bombs bloom in the center of your eye. Okay, this is the last one from the chapbook. Petrified branches bury the forest floor. Ruptured roots break bone. Attempting exact reconstruction, take turns recovering faces. Once there was a single piece of land, one enormous ocean. Yes, I know those eyes, or I can't remember. No, they will never move. The voices start to sound like song, calling me in to you. I record them so the future can hear how you hear. My feet cannot move. Stay out here, not in there, not in. You are everywhere, not in there, but out. Again, until it is true. Ground begins to shake. Everyone runs inside. Shrieks, laps, and break. Soundscape of footprints. Cause pierce the air, shards of opalescent glass. Split skin, breath condenses. I am alone. Chairs made of snow. A beautiful world with no one in it is what you always wanted. I turn to show you my shoes. Okay. And just a few new poems. They're very different. Or they feel very different. Or maybe I'm speaking more directly to something, I don't know. This one is called Mother's Day, and I wrote it for this past Mother's Day. I want to know ordinary things, if you've picked blueberries in the spring. Your life, hot between my legs. Your future, absent of the sea. Without you, to whom should I surrender? This is called Santa Monica. You wait at the pier looking out at the ocean, curls flying in every direction. Parents packing up turquoise umbrellas, sandcastle molds, calling out it's time to go as their children sprint toward the shore. I look up at you looking out at the ocean and wonder if you already know next year the earth will take you. Seagulls pilot their wings, fish writhing between their bright orange beaks. Okay, 2 more. This is called The Passenger. Dust storm sweeps the Arizona landscape. Houses burst into ochre sky. I think of my mother, who has spent most of her life in a bed, often restrained. Agave thorns, saguaro limbs puncture the clouds. In her mind, she is driving, and I am the passenger. Marigolds, like cicadas, splat the windshield. Bullgrass and ironwood, silver puffs and ash, a stampede of mustangs. One of them tumbles, plume of sand engulfs the herd. Earth trembles as bodies collapse. I turn to my mother and her eyes are closed. In her mind, she is driving. She has never been more alive. And this last one feels very unfinished, but I thought maybe I'd read it for that reason. It's just called Here. Here is an object made of flesh, hands out of sandstone, or an idea sipped through the kitchen window screen, separating dry from wet, the wanted from the unwanted. The layer cake cools in the cross breeze, sedimentary crumb. Blueberries only smell like blueberries when they're cooked. We are in love because we know which word comes next, crystallizing into rock formation, ablaze in southwestern sunset. Here is a crevasse through which memory slips. Our knowing relies on the moment, attuned to divine forces. Gods, angels, earthly explosions, hunters mark their spot. There is mercy in the epics of history, yet the ratio of love to war proves the sphere irresistible. Poetry, a jaguar slinking through the shadow of an eclipse. Fruity steam drifts across the desert, sand drenched in a summer shower. Here, we are consumed by an enormous sky, an object made of scattered light. The known from the unknown, faces that have been made to disappear, we ask for their names.